Charlie Kirk's the founder and CEO of Turning Point USA and the author of the new book, The College Scam. So, Charlie, do you accept the View's apology?
I mean, regardless of whether or not I accept it, the question is, do our students accept it? That's really what's at heart here. They went after our 5,000 students at our event there of high school and college kids. And look, I get attacked all the time. People say false things. I'm a public figure. But when you go after 16 and 17-year-olds that travel from across the country that then have to live for the rest of their life with a shadow over them because someone at ABC says that they might be linked to neo.
Hey, you ever see someone walk into a debate thinking they're untouchable, only to get absolutely wrecked in front of millions? Buckle up, because we're diving into a media meltdown so epic. It's practically a masterclass in how not to lose your cool on live TV. This is the story of a clash that wasn't just a debate, it was a digital demolition. And trust me, you're gonna wanna stick around to see how it all went down.
It was a televised takedown.
Her disgusting, gross elitism and her complete out-of-touch nature with respect to the rest of the world. Sunny Hosten goes on The View and decides now would be a great time to dump all over the so-called uneducated.
What we did not have is white women who voted about 52%, right, for Donald Trump. Uneducated white women, is my understanding. You have Latino men, actually, voting more for him. And you have, and black men was not the story. We're not the story here, because they voted almost 80% for the vice president.
Right. Just because you didn't go to college doesn't mean you're stupid, and it doesn't mean that you don't have wisdom. You can go to college and get a bunch of irrelevant facts about how men can allegedly give birth or whatever they teach. Or
there are meltdowns. And then there are televised.
Picture this, a sunny day in Tampa, Florida, where thousands of high school and college kids are fired up at Turning Point USA's Student Action Summit. These are young people who've traveled across the country, spending their summer weekends to hear conservative speakers drop truth bombs. But then a daytime TV show decides to throw shade, big time. Enter Sunny Hosten, a polished pundit with a law degree and a seat on The View. She's about to step into a trap she didn't see coming, and it's going to be a spectacle.
Look, what did it take for us to get to the point of an apology? We had to threaten a lawsuit, Jesse. And by the way, we're still entertaining it. We're talking to some of the best lawyers out there that are experts in this. And as you know, these things can be very complicated. There's a lot of facts and circumstances around it. But we're not going to let this go, because you should not be able to smear 5,000 high school and college kids and then just be able to walk away with it. And the reason they felt they needed to do that, Jesse, is because if they told their audience the truth, that when gas is the most expensive it's been, flights are super expensive, that 5,000 kids decided to spend a weekend in summer traveling across the country to go hear from conservative speakers, maybe the audience of The View would think twice about all of their ideas. That's why they felt so compelled to try to smear our wonderful summit this last weekend.
It all started when Sunny, sitting comfortably in her TV studio, decided to take a swing at Turning Point USA. She suggested that the group was cozying up to some unsavory characters, think neo-Nazi types, outside their event. Bold move, right? Except there was one tiny problem. It wasn't true. Those protesters, they were on public property, not invited, not endorsed, and Turning Point security couldn't legally kick them out. But Sunny didn't let facts get in her way. She painted 5,000 young attendees as complicit in something they had nothing to do with. Bad call, Sunny. Really bad call. Now, meet Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point USA and a guy who lives for these moments. Charlie didn't just respond, he unleashed a digital sledgehammer. From the comfort of his own platform, he dropped a video so slick, so over the top, it was like a Hollywood blockbuster trailer. Dramatic music? Check. Slow motion infographics? Check. A tone so smug it could sell out a stadium? Double check. Charlie didn't just call out Sunny's claims. He dismantled her entire worldview, frame by frame, and the internet was here for it.
White privilege is a racist myth that is rooted in bigotry, trying to classify people based on their skin color. If you are a racist, you have something to apologize for. If you're a white person who is not a racist, you have nothing to apologize for. And anyone who makes you apologize just based on the color of their skin, of your skin, they're the racist and you're not. It's that simple.
Here's the modern media genius.
Within hours, Charlie's video was everywhere. Twitter timelines were flooded with clips titled Sunny Hosten obliterated or Charlie Kirk drops truth nuke. TikTok teens remixed Sunny's facial expressions into dance memes. YouTube reaction channels were circling like sharks smelling chum. This wasn't just a response, it was a cultural moment. The View's carefully curated bubble popped, and Sunny was left blinking into the cameras like someone who just realized the internet is a very unforgiving place.
This Turning Point conference, were in the front of out there in front of the conference with anti-Semitic slurs, and
I think it's important that every single person that attended that Turning Point, every Republican speak up against the swastikas, against the flags that were waved.
You let them in.
President, open your
You let them in and you knew what they were.
Right.
So you are complicit.
The clip spread flappable.
And the final point I'll say is this, is Sunny, you guys thought that abortion was going to be this like quasi-zealot religious issue. I'm pro-life. If people in the audience aren't, that's fine. What I'm saying though, what gives me promise, and I think we can all agree on this, is that there are other issues that should animate and drive our politics other than this very divisive one. And I was really encouraged by that, Megan. Very encouraged, because the media was forcing this as an up or down vote on a referendum on a highly complicated, very emotional, very personal issue. And it turned out the American people were like, yeah, actually, these other 6 things matter more. And
let's talk about that meltdown. Sunny didn't scream or throw chairs. This wasn't reality TV, but what happened was worse. She unraveled. Her usual poise, gone. Her confident delivery, wobbly. You could practically hear her brain screaming, "Am I being canceled right now?" as the cameras zoomed in on her strained smiles and fidgeting hands. It wasn't loud or dramatic. It was painfully human. And in the world of viral content, showing vulnerability on live TV is like walking into a lion's den covered in barbecue sauce. So why did this hit so hard? Charlie Kirk didn't just win an argument, he won the optics. In today's media landscape, it's not about who's right, it's about who's louder, flashier, and faster. Charlie's video wasn't a debate, it was a performance, engineered to go viral. He used every trick in the book, punchy edits, righteous indignation, and just enough snark to keep you watching. Sunny, meanwhile, was playing by the old rules, facts, logic, composure. Spoiler alert, those don't win, meme wars. The View was forced to issue an apology, but it was too little, too late. Turning Point USA sent a cease and desist letter hinting at a lawsuit that could make your head spin. Think Covington Catholic settlement vibes. Sunny had to backtrack on live TV, admitting she'd lumped thousands of kids into a category they didn't belong in. But the damage was done. The internet had already turned her into a punchline with reaction videos, GIFs, and memes spreading faster than a wildfire in a dry forest.
Look at your achievements. How do you like the so-called uneducated now, Sunny?
yeah, and again, by the way, rarely do you get the answer to a question in the question. And her whole question is exactly why there was a rebellion against them.
Yes.
Listen, just because you didn't go to college doesn't mean you're stupid, and it doesn't mean that you don't have wisdom. I always differentiate between knowledge and wisdom. You can go to college and get a bunch of irrelevant facts about how men can allegedly give birth or whatever they teach. I mean, it's or about North African lesbian poetry. Okay, that stuff's fine, I guess.
But when your public
This wasn't just about Sunny or Charlie. It was a wake-up call for traditional media. The days of calmly presenting facts and expecting applause are over. Audiences in 2025 don't want nuance. They want drama, spectacle, and a side of popcorn. Charlie Kirk gets this. He's not just a commentator, he's a content creator who knows how to weaponize attention. Sunny thought she was in a debate, but she was actually in a digital cage match. And she brought a law book to a flamethrower fight. If you're creating content in today's wild digital landscape, listen up, because this clash is a gold mine of lessons. First, you've got to hook your audience faster than a cheetah chasing lunch. The first 10 seconds are make or break. Hit them with a bold question, a shocking stat, or a visual that freezes their thumb mid-scroll. Think about Charlie's video. It didn't start with a lecture. It opened with a gut punch of drama that screamed, "You need to keep watching." Second, pacing is everything. Mix quick, snappy cuts with slower emotional moments to keep viewers on their toes. Imagine a roller coaster. You want sharp twists, but also those heart-in-your-throat drops.
Conversation about Turning Point USA. I put the young people at the conference in the same category as the protesters outside. And I don't like it when people make assumptions about me, and it's not any better when I make assumptions about other people, which I did. So, my bad. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So,
Charlie's video had slow zooms for emphasis, then rapid fire edits to keep the energy high. Third, lean into vivid imagery and relatable analogies. Don't just say someone lost a debate, say they got steamrolled like a pancake under a freight train. It's memorable, it's visual, and it sticks. Fourth, know your platform like the back of your hand. On YouTube, you've got room for storytelling, so build a narrative arc like a movie. On TikTok, you've got 15 seconds to make your point, so cut the fluff and go for the jugular. Charlie tailored his video for maximum shareability, short enough for Twitter, punchy enough for TikTok, and dramatic enough for YouTube. Fifth, emotion trumps logic every time. Audiences don't care about your 10-point argument. They want to feel something. Charlie's indignation wasn't just anger, it was a call to action that made viewers feel like they were part of a movement. Finally, don't be afraid to lean into controversy, but do it smart. Charlie didn't just call out Sunny, he framed it as a battle against elitism, tapping into a sentiment his audience already felt. The results? A video that didn't just inform, it ignited. So whether you're making political commentary or unboxing videos, the formula is the same. Grab attention, keep it dynamic, and make your audience feel like they're part of something bigger. So what's the big lesson from this digital dust-up? It's not about who's got the better facts. It's about who tells the better story. Charlie Kirk didn't just take down Sunny Hosten, he turned her misstep into a viral victory lap that's still echoing across the internet. He understood that in 2025, attention is the real currency, and he cashed in big time. Sunny, bless her heart, walked into a media hurricane armed with nothing but a law degree and a smile, and the internet chewed her up like a dog with a new toy. This wasn't about truth or justice. It was about optics, momentum, and knowing how to play the game. If you're out there trying to make waves, take note. You've got to be more than right. You've got to be riveting. Build your content like a blockbuster movie with a hook that grabs, a story that holds, and a payoff that leaves them wanting more. And don't just play to your choir. Craft something so compelling that even your haters can't look away. Charlie's video wasn't just a takedown. It was a masterclass in commanding attention in a world where everyone's scrolling at light speed. So, what's your move? Are you going to sit back and let the algorithm pass you by? Or are you going to create something that stops the scroll and starts a conversation? Drop a comment below. Tell me about a time you saw someone get digitally dunked on, or better yet, share your own content creation tips. And if this video got your blood pumping, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss the next time we break down a moment that shook the internet. Because in this game, it's not about who's right, it's about who's unforgettable. Thanks for watching, and let's keep the conversation going.